Hello everyone, ready for a new story? Don't forget to subscribe if you like our work, please. Some stories belong to the past. Some are yet to come. Some exist in worlds we can only imagine. Here, every story, from history to fantasy, from reality to the unknown, finds its voice. Welcome to Echoes Beyond Time.
In the beginning, before light, before time, before the idea of place, there was only stillness, no sky, no earth, no form, no sound. Only a quiet so absolute that even silence had no meaning. Into this nothingness, a voice spoke, the first word of the Maker. That word tore open the void. Its vibration shaped the raw potential into a world woven from thought, dream, and intention. Thus, the first world was formed. The Fade. The Fade was not made of earth or air. It had no sunrise, no gravity, no permanent shape. Here, mountains bent like soft clay. Rivers flowed upward. The concept of distance stretched and folded on itself. Everywhere one looked, the world seemed as fragile as breath. In this place, the Maker shaped his first children, the spirits of the Fade. They were reflections of ideas, embodiments of virtues and emotions. Some spirits were born of benevolence, compassion, warm as dawn, justice, tall and unyielding, hope, radiant like a white flame, valor, gleaming like a hero's armor. Rare spirits formed around higher concepts, such as wisdom or purpose. But others coalesced from darker currents, desire, faceless and hungry, pride, towering and cold, rage, burning red and endless, sloth, swollen with apathy, envy, whispering with 100 stolen voices. These darker spirits would later become what mortals call demons. The Maker watched as his first children shaped the mutable landscape around them. They forged palaces from memory, forests from longing, oceans from grief. Yet everything they made was only a reproduction of something they had seen in dreams or impressions. They could not invent, only imitate. The Maker grew disappointed. The first world was beautiful, but hollow. Its children were powerful, but unimaginative. Perfect mirrors, without a spark of creation. And so the Maker turned away from the Fade, leaving it unfinished. The Maker sought a world of sturdier substance, one that could support beings capable of true imagination. Thus, he shaped the second world, the world of Thedas. Here, the land had weight. Stone held its form. Seasons cycled. Time went one direction. Life could grow, die, and be born again. Thedas at its dawn was wild and uncarved, continents young, oceans deep, forests ancient and untamed. No nations, no borders, no cities. Only the Maker's intention, waiting to be filled. Into this new creation, he placed beings capable of choice and creation, children who could imagine what did not yet exist, something no spirit of the Fade had ever achieved. The Maker also set a barrier between the two worlds. The veil kept the Fade from shaping Thedas, and kept the mortals of Thedas from simply rewriting reality with thought. Yet it remained thin enough that dreams could pass through, mortals visiting the Fade each night in sleep. Not all mortal races dreamed. dwarves, born of stone and shaped by mysteries the chant acknowledges, but does not fully explain, did not sleep, and did not enter the Fade. Their origin lies obscured. The chant simply states that they were not among the Maker's original mortal creations, yet they dwell in his world regardless. Others, elves, humans, Kunari, and more, could dream, and thus their minds touched the first world nightly. The Maker was pleased with this second creation. Here, at last, were beings who could change the world, build cultures, invent languages, and choose their own paths. But the Fade was watching. Spirits, envious of mortal imagination, whispered across the veil. They tempted early mortals with promises, power, wisdom, visions, comfort, glory. Mortals began worshipping these spirits as false gods, calling on them for blessing and favor. This betrayal, the turning away from the Maker toward beings of imitation, became known as the first sin. He left the Golden City, his radiant throne at the heart of creation, and withdrew from the world. Left without his presence, mortals drifted into ages of chaos. In the distant north, ancient dragon gods, called the Old Gods, began whispering to humanity, especially to the mages of Tevinter. These dragons were powerful, cunning, and steeped in forbidden knowledge. To ambitious mortals, their voices were intoxicating. They taught men the darkest arts, including blood magic. They encouraged pride, ambition, and desire for godhood. In 395, Ancient, a circle of Tevinter's most powerful magisters, resolved to reach the Maker himself. Empowered by blood magic and the guidance of the old gods, they did what no mortal had ever done. They achieved physical entry into the Fade, forcing their bodies across the veil. Their destination, the radiant throne at the center of the first world, the Golden City, shimmering like a sun suspended in endless twilight. But when the magisters crossed the threshold, the city darkened. Its gold dulled, its towers cracked, its light died. The moment the magisters set foot within, the Golden City turned into the Black City, a monument of divine betrayal. The magisters were hurled back into the waking world, twisted, rotted, no longer human. They became the first darkspawn, the long cycle of blights that would haunt Thedas for ages. The Maker remained absent. Mortals suffered. Empires rose and fell. Kingdoms battled, and the taint of the darkspawn ravaged the earth. The world seemed abandoned until a song rose from the south. Andraste was born in the land that would one day be called Ferelden, among the Alamari tribes. Her early life was marked by hardship and oppression. Her people were enslaved or subjugated by the Tevinter Imperium, which ruled through magic and fear. Her father was killed in a Tevinter raid. Her mother died soon after. Grief shaped her childhood, but so did a fierce strength. In her youth, Andraste began hearing a voice in her dreams. Gentle, sorrowful, but resolute. This voice called itself the Maker. The Maker revealed to her the truth of creation, the first world and the second, the first sin and the second sin. He told her that he had not abandoned humanity forever, only turned away waiting for a people who would reject false gods and rise in justice. Andraste asked Maker to forgive them. Andraste married Meferath, a noble and warrior king of the Alamari. Together, they united the tribes and began a rebellion against the Imperium. Her cause was not conquest, but liberation and faith. She preached the Maker's teachings, declaring that all mortals were equal before him. But Mafarath, threatened by her growing influence and seduced by political deals with Tevinter, betrayed her. Andraste was brought in chains to Minrathos, tied to a pyre, and burned alive. As the flames rose, she sang her final hymn, a prayer of forgiveness for her enemies. Her death shattered the continent. The Imperium never fully recovered. The rebellion spread. Her followers formed the First Chantry. Mafarath was reviled and died in disgrace. According to this faith, Andraste's martyrdom softened the Maker's heart. He did not return to rule the world, but he opened the path for mortals to redeem themselves. He promised that when the chant of light is sung from every corner of Thedas, he will return. He will transform the world into paradise. The Black City will be restored. The faithful will join him. Creation will be made whole. Until that day, he watches only those who walk the true path. All others wander the fade after death, lost in dream and shadow. Thus the story ends, where the present begins. The fade, the first world, still exists beyond the veil, dark, shifting, haunted by spirits, in the unreachable Black City. Thedas, the second world, thrives and suffers in cycles of war, blight, faith, and doubt. The Maker remains silent, awaiting the day all mortals unite in truth. Andraste's legacy shapes nations. Her chant guides millions. The sins of pride and ambition, first and second, still echo through every age.
Thank you for watching. Every story leaves an echo, and this one has reached its end. If you enjoyed the journey, give it a like. It truly helps us grow. Tell us in the comments what story you'd like to hear next, from the past, the future, or a world beyond. And don't forget to subscribe, so you never miss the next echo on Echoes Beyond Time.